are about to enter the Red and Rev Sports Show experience. Get ready for some real sports talk from some real sports fans who were real sports athletes who have sports knowledge.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to episode 363. It's Super Bowl week, but we wouldn't know that compared to what's been going on this week. So let's discuss what is going on. Well, we got NBA trades, we got quarterbacks running their miles, we got NFL players requesting trades, we got NFL teams moving on from players. Man, for the Super Bowl being played this week, it sure is a lot of business that took place this week. I guess everybody says Super Bowl be, and let's handle this business. But anyway, we got time to talk about it. So let's not discuss what we're going to talk about, and let's just talk about it. Let's start the show. Episode 363. If you can look behind me, that'll probably give you an example of what's going on. Let's go. Episode 63, 363.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Red and Rev Sports Show. Red and Coach are coming to you live from the
ATL.
Show. As Rev is coming to you live from the East Coast, Coatesville, Pennsylvania. We come to give you real sports talk because we are real sports fans who are real sports athletes who have what, gentlemen? Real sports knowledge. So hang out with your boys Red, the Sports Rev and Coach for episode 363 of the Red and Rev Sports Show. And as is our sports custom, we turn to our numerologist, Coach Patrick Thomas, to give us something, someone dealing with those three digits, 3, 6, and 3. What do you have for us, Coach?
Good morning, everybody. I got a guy who's one of the most influential guys who ever played the sport of pro football. He's a Hall of Famer. He's one of the best offensive linemen in the NFL history, and he was a former president of the Players Association, NFL. He was the only man to play in the Super Bowl in 3 different decades. That's an accomplishment in itself. So the number 363, 3 different decades, and he wore the number 63. The guy I'm talking about is Gene Upshaw from Oakland Raiders. Gene Upshaw.
Gene Upshaw. Never saw him play, but definitely remember him as the man who ran the players' rep. So no doubt, Gene Upshaw. Big ups to you, Coach. Giving Gene Upshaw, God rest his soul, for he's now deceased. All right, how y'all gentlemen doing?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Are we doing all right?
Yeah.
Moving.
Glad to be back in the saddle. Wasn't able to be with y'all.
You disappeared on us last week, man. Now look, Ray, next time your girlfriend comes to town, just give us a shout out, man. You ain't gotta disappear on us like that. Like, man, where Ram go?
I'm trying to remember.
Last week.
No. I had the Martin Luther King event last week.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they had rescheduled it from actual MLK Day because they had inclement weather here. So initially, I wasn't supposed to be in it because I was in Savannah, Georgia that week, MLK Day. When they rescheduled it and found I was going to be here, they asked me to speak at the program. So that's why I wasn't here. So it wasn't because of any lady. It was all because of MLK. I was about to say something that was disrespectful. So I'm glad I caught myself.
Yeah, me too, Real. He trying to get kicked off now.
All right, man. Let's say what's up to Revenant Nation. We see some of them are in the building. What's going on, VP? He's slamming down the gavel. The Thor's hammer for another episode of the Red and Red Sports Show. Revenant Nation, rise up like Lazarus. Don't doubt like Thomas. Hey, you're in for an enjoyable show. Love the biblical references. What's up, Brother Harry? Good morning to you, sir. And the VP said Jerome Bettis was at the tip of Coach's tongue. He resisted temptation like Jesus resisted the devil in the wilderness. Well done, sir. But if I didn't know any better, VP went to bed thinking about Jesus and woke up thinking about Jesus. Boy, y'all up in the scripture today. Gene Upshaw, the last of the Leatherneck generation Coach's classmate. He's on fire. The Reverend Doctor had priorities, Rev Rose. He was doing the brotherly duties. Meanwhile, he was buttering up that congregation for his allegiance to Chief Nation while preaching the word in Eagles Nation. Love it. What's up, Joe Black? All right, and VPC's always thinking about our Savior. I love the hands being raised and the thoughts. That's good stuff.
With your misguided thoughts.
If nobody else is representing Revenant Nation, the VP is doing a phenomenal job already. If you don't mind, as we start the show, please like and share. Like this post or broadcast. Like the page if you haven't already done so. Share the broadcast. If you're on YouTube, subscribe to the YouTube channel. Who knows, your like or share might be the difference between somebody being a part of the Rev Night Nation. Gentlemen, y'all know how we do this thing. We start our show off with our dope, note, and quote moments for the week. Dope, what's our best moment? Note, what are we shaking our head at during this week? And what are we coping with this week? All right. Mr. Coach, who did not yield to the temptation of Jerome Bettis, what are you doping on this week?
All right, I'm doping on the University of Tennessee women who did something they hadn't done in a minute. And since 2007, I believe, rose up, to use Lazarus, and beat the University of Connecticut the other day, 73-69. That's been a long time since Tennessee beat Connecticut, since the Pat Summitt days, but they somehow played one of their better ball games of the year and won. So I big ups to Tennessee women's basketball for beating UConn.
Red Dog, what do you got as your doping?
I can't believe I'm saying this, but probably for the first time in the history of Red and Real, I am doping on one LeBron James. That's right. Ms. Harris, are you watching? This is a historic moment in the Red and Real show. That's right. What you say, Ms. Harris? Oh, I thought she came on the show. But anyway, I am doping on one LeBron James. Now, Real, Coach, you know LeBron is very, very happy when he is intentionally getting technical fouls in games. What? I know you're happy, LeBron. LeBron don't even care about getting technical fouls. All playing mind games with Draymond Green. Let's just say LeBron is very happy. And when LeBron is happy, my Lakers are rolling. We'll talk about why he's very happy sooner than later.
Oh, shit. All right. We're going to talk about this later on the show, but I have to dope on Sterling Sharpe and Shannon Sharpe being the first brothers tandem to make it into the NFL Hall of Fame. They did it before Peyton and Eli. Eli didn't make the cut. So it definitely was appropriate that Sterling and Shannon would do it first, because Eli, without the Super Bowls, he's probably not a Hall of Famer. Sterling Sharpe was held out of the Hall of Fame all these years because of being put out of an NFL career due to injury, but he was one of the best to do it for at least 5 to 6 seasons before his injury. And big ups to the NFL Hall of Fame committee, bringing in Sterling Sharpe so that he and his baby brother can be the first brothers to be able to have their bus together in Canton, Ohio. Yes, sir. Oh, yeah. All right, Red, what are you noping on, sir?
Okay, what am I noping on? I am noping on one Dennis Schroeder. That's right, Dennis. Noping on your ugly butt again. This time, not because you're ugly, because what you're saying is ugly. Referring to the NBA trading deadline as slavery. Well, I guess the NBA showed you, because you, after that comment you made, you went on to become the first player who got traded 3 times in 24 hours. So I don't know about the NBA being a slavery, but they showed you as a trading slave after your little comment this week, Dennis. So please shut your mouth about the NBA trying to compare it to slavery with your rich self going around charter planes, living a lifestyle that really nobody else living, and you comparing that to slavery, all because you got traded, because you're dealing with a little uncomfortability doing the trading deadline. Dude, you have a right to shut it up and go to your new team before they kick you out too. So nope to Dennis Schroeder. Oh, I'm so glad the Hawks got rid of this clown, and I'm so glad you didn't take that extension with my Lakers.
You got sir.
You have got to be kidding.
I'm noping on Red taking my note. but nevertheless.
Are you for real? Oh man, that's very real. I didn't know you were gonna dump on that one. I thought you didn't see me posting on it.
I definitely was gonna nope on it, but I just
Well,
came
go ahead.
up
You can add some more to it if you want to.
No, I'll go to the Sixers. I'm noping on the Philadelphia Sixers. They have their big three in Joel Embiid, Paul George, and Tyrese Maxey, and they still lose to the Detroit Pistons, who didn't even have their best player, Cade Cunningham. What in the world is going on? What kind of hope are you trying to send to the city of brotherly love that you all, one of the few times you three are together, y'all can't beat a Cade Cunningham-less Detroit Pistons team, and you should have been fired up, Sixers, because you were going against Tobias Harris, the one who left Philadelphia unceremoniously last year. So I got to give my note to the Philadelphia Sixers not answering the bell when the bell was ringing in their favor when Cade Cunningham was not playing. All right, Coach, what are you noping on, sir?
My note moment goes to Canelo Alvarez, who seems to grow feathers every time he talks, ducking everybody. First he ducks Terrence Crawford. Then he says Jake Paul want to fight him. Then he ducked that. Now he's talking about Crawford again. Make up your mind, chicken. You can't keep ducking everybody. Trying to see if you're going to be the greatest fighter if you keep running. Go and fight Crawford so Crawford can beat you. And then everybody can stop talking about Canelo Alvarez. Talking about he wants real fighters. Crawford is real. So Canelo Alvarez gets my note moment. Coward.
All right. I'll go to the cope. I'm coping with the fact that it seems like the Hawks fans know what's going on in Atlanta. With the trades that they made, fans and management are trying to decide, are they trying to compete, not compete? Are they trying to look at the future? Are they trying to win now? So there's a lot of confusion amongst the Atlanta Hawks faithful, and hopefully at some point there will be some clear direction on what the Atlanta Hawks are trying to do. I hope to provide some level of insight on what I believe, but nobody knows exactly what this franchise is doing, what it's trying to be, what it's trying to prepare for. Is it trying to compete for a championship in the next 2 to 3 years? So with that being said, when it comes to the Hawks this year, it's going down the drain. All right, Coach, what are you coping with?
I'm coping with one, Nate Robinson. I'm gonna be glad that he finally got a kidney transplant, and I'm praying that his body copes with that kidney and he's able to live a long life. Because I know it was a struggle for a minute, but I'm gonna give my coat moment to Nate Robinson. Hope he is able to come up and live a great life. I'm coping with the fact he finally is able to get a transplant.
Coach, that's more of a dope than a coat.
Yeah, I missed it on the dope, so I tried to sneak it in the coat.
Yeah, I'm not going to let you do that to the people. Can't let you do that to the people, Coach. So think about another one, because that's a dope moment.
I can give you another one.
All right.
I give you another. I'm coping with Tiger Woods, who lost his mom last week, and that I know that was his mentor, whatever you want to call it. That was his rock, and I'm gonna cope with him and the family that they are able to stay positive, even though that's both his dad and mom is gone. I'm gonna cope with Tiger Woods.
All right, Red, what are you coping with?
Man, I don't know how to follow that one, Coach. I'm trying to be entertained, and Coach got me being sentimental now. Well, let me try to pick my spirits back up. I'm coping with one Marcus Jordan. Oh God. Marcus. I tell you, the seeds of the great athletes, sometimes they make us proud, sometimes they shame us. In this case, Marcus, you are shaming Michael Jordan. First of all, you driving around in the middle of nowhere with some little freak. And I don't know how your car get on the railroad track and get stuck. I mean, most guys when they looking for a place to make out with the girlfriends or whoever they with, they don't get their car stuck on the railroad. So anyway, your car gets stuck on the railroad, cops are called, you obviously inebriated, and you sit out there and then you throw your dad out there talking about something. Well, I'm Michael Jordan's son. I'm Marcus Jordan. Dude, at that point, do you think they care? Your car stuck on the railroad track. You out in the middle of nowhere with some half-naked girl, and you bring it up Michael Jordan. At that point, dude, nobody cares. Why even bring your daddy in this situation to embarrass him like you're embarrassing yourself out there? If you're not embarrassing yourself with some how Stella got a groove back, Larsa Pippen, now you out there embarrassing your dad with some little, I don't know where you found this little girl from, and out in the middle of nowhere with the cops drunk trying to explain how your car got on the railroad track. Oh boy, Marcus Jordan. I just got one question, real. What's Jeffrey Jordan doing these days?
He sleep.
Lord have mercy, Red. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, that story was crazy. And then he go bring his dad up, like bringing his dad up, go help him out that situation right there.
I know that's right. All right, let's see what Revenant Nation talking about. We're coming to you. Here we go. Joe Black, what's going on YouTube?
Here we go.
The VP by dang time Sterling Shot finally made it to the NFL Hall of Fame. That's what he's doping on. Coach, that was a great game in Knoxville by the Lady Vols. Joe Black doping on Sterling Sharp finally make it to the Hall of Fame.
Sterling shape.
The VP said Red Rose dealer must have sold him a bad batch. He gave LBJ some propers on this fine Saturday. The rapture is coming. The VP noping on the voters, poo-pooing on Sterling Sharp for all those years. Horace from the Sports Roundtables in the building. That was the fellas doping on Duke, beating the HE double hockey sticks out of UNC. Dope Hawks have no idea what they're doing. Cope with the fact that Trey may be asking out soon. Joe Black is noping on the Atlanta Hawks getting worse at the trade deadline. Horace said, Coach, don't be mad at me, LOL. What's up, Brother Levi? My co-host on the CBL Sports Mentality Show, local show in Coatesville, Pennsylvania. Thank you for representing, bro. Joe Black, hoping with Rev having to face his congregation next Sunday after the Eagles win. Y'all keep on with that energy. The Levi saying, who will the black delegation trade Marcus Jordan for? Let's push the car. The VP said Marcus gets the donkey of the day.
Yeah.
VP says Jeffrey Jordan had a moment. He slapped some dude in Arizona a while back. Joe Black, actual Kirk Cousin running his mouth, making the front office of the Falcons look incompetent. All right, thank y'all, Revenant Nation, for joining us in our dope note and coat moments. And let's get ready to do this thing here. Who would ever thought that the NBA would take away from the NFL during their most prolific week of the year, Super Bowl. So we're about to talk some basketball. There were some trades going down in the NBA. Starting last Sunday morning. I never would have thought I would have started my Sunday morning thinking I was being lied to. as I was preparing for morning worship, I get up about 6 o'clock in the morning. I wake up to what I thought was some satire posts. Luka gets traded for AD. So I'm sitting up here saying, what the what? Then I started going to my sources. ESPN confirmed the story. Fox Sports confirmed the story. Bleacher Report confirmed the story. Therefore, it wasn't fake news. It was actually.
Not only that, real. Red's page confirmed the story.
With that being said, we know there were a lot of NBA trades done. But let's talk about the trade of all trades. AD and Luka Doncic going for one another, where one goes to the Mavericks and the other one goes to the LA Lakers. Red, what says you about the trade?
Well, what says me? What haven't I said about the trades? Well, let's just take a stroll back down memory lane. Saturday night, I'm relaxing. Lakers pounce on the Warriors again. I think it was the Warriors we played. No. The Knicks. It was the Knicks that we pounced on. I'm feeling good. Okay, Lakers, we on the roll, celebrating. AD will be back soon. Man, we still a contending team. You know, I'm not even thinking about trades other than the trade deadline coming up, and we probably got to add a little help. You know, to help. I think AD had asked for a big man earlier that week, so I'm thinking, okay, we'll probably find a big man, or we might even bring Dwight Howard in. All I know at that point, though, the Lakers was rolling. So I'm playing NBA Live. I just cut on NBA Live 2K. It's slow Saturday night. While I'm playing, I'm hearing all kind of my phone going off. I'm thinking, okay, it's probably, just little bull stuff, Super Bowl week. I wasn't thinking nothing serious was going on. And then I look at it, and I'm just seeing the little Lakers group I got, that's active. And then the group I got with some Falcon fans to be discussing Laker news, that's active. Now I'm like, what the world going on? And then I see something with Anthony Davis saying, I'm about to waive my cap situation to make the Mavs better. And I look at that, I was like, what you talking about? What you worried about the Mavs for? And that's when I open my phone up and say, like, what is going on here? Why is AD talking about the Mavs? And that's when I saw the big news, Rev. And I'm like you, at first, I thought it was like fake news. I thought it was just some BS. I was like, man, y'all crazy, man. This ain't no real trade. I couldn't believe that was a real trade. So, like you, I go through my real sources first to make sure. And man, I mean, ESPN, Fox, the guy that's on ESPN, Charnia, or whatever his name is, he talking about it. Everybody talking about it. Folks telling me, oh, Red ignoring me, Red acting like he sleep. I'm like, oh man, something really going on now. So, yeah, that's when I realized, AD was no longer a Laker, and Luka was now a Laker. Oh man, Real. I mean, at first it took me a minute to just like get around this thing. I'm like, man, the AD had been balling. The AD that just dropped 42 points and a double-double, almost a triple-double the other night. His last game as a Laker, AD dropped 42 points. So I'm like, we just traded AD after that game for Luka, who not even playing. And I'm like, man, it took me a minute to get over that. I'm like, why are we trading AD for Luka, who not even playing? But then I had to look at the big picture. After I calmed down a minute, I had to look at the big picture. Okay, we traded a 30-year-old AD, injury-prone AD, a number 2 AD to the Mavs for what could possibly be a number 1 Luka, a younger Luka, Luka who can definitely take over a game. I mean, more Laker-like than AD, even though AD is a big man, but Luka give us that Kobe-like game, man. And that's what we love, a guy that can just do it like that. So once I accepted, okay, Luka's coming to LA, Luka and LeBron. Oh man, who else did we give up? Who we still got? once I realized what type of team we could possibly have, man, Rev, I've been ecstatic and on cloud nine ever since. Coach, as depressed as I was last week because I didn't have nothing to dope on, I'm just as excited and very happy and spontaneity and just excited this week, man. Rob Pelinka, boy, you pulled off a deal. And not only that, you got another big man, the guy in Charlotte, who I never heard of, but sure enjoyed reading about. When healthy, he's a pretty good guy. I mean, pretty good player. When healthy. So adding a big man, adding Luka, the team is rolling on the roll right now. Man, Rev, it's just a very happy time to be a Lakers fan now, and Lakers Nation is on cloud nine. And man, I'm just excited for the future right now.
All right, before I ask Coach his thoughts, and I know Red was wanting to get my thoughts, so I'll share them in just a moment. Dante, good morning to you. The VP said, hello, my name is Luca. I live on the second floor. IYKYK. That was a blockbuster trade indeed. Dante said, I know I missed this part of the show, but my note moment goes to the Hawks for being the Hawks at the trade deadline. Good morning to you, Donnie Rasa. The VP said over and under, I was saying it would be 30 days before Draymond Green and Jimmy Hot Sauce Butler gets into it during practice or in the game. I called under. That's a good one. Dante said, but they did win last night, so that helped a little. So strongly dislike the trades. Hart says, can we all give Dickie V a moment of appreciation? He's back tonight after a 2-year absence. Welcome back, Dickie V. No doubt about it. Luka needs to sign on with Ozempic. All right, Coach. What's your inside view about the trade? Hold on. Oops, go ahead.
I was looking at it like that guy that's in the White House. It's fake news. But then it was real news. And then you can talk about it. It's I look at it. It's a future move rather than a current move because you sacrifice your best rim protector, and also is a scorer for offense. Where's the defense gonna come from? Somebody gonna have to step up. Everybody I saw online, a lot of people talking about the guy from Charlotte, Mark Robinson, but y'all never heard. A lot of people never heard of him. So not why they think Williams. So now it's like, yeah, that's the key. That's the key to the championship. No, he's not. He's not. He's a turnstile body who's gonna be in there. You're not gonna expect him to score. You want him to play defense, but there's got to be a lot more defense coming from him. So this is a future move with Luka, rather than a current move than what the Lakers are doing. And also with AD going to Mavericks, got another front court player. Their front court is solid. Kyrie, he's without his running mate. So now they're gonna have to find some offense from somewhere, extra offense, because Luka was that 30-point a game scorer. So they got defense. So it's kind of like a switching of philosophies with both teams. And we'll see how it meshes. That's the thing, you got to look at how they mesh together. Luka and Lebanon are both ball dominant. They want that ball, so they're going to have to play share with the toys. And AD is there. He's going to give them scoring. And you got to play defense, but that backcourt took a little hit with Luka being gone. Just a little bit. Kyrie's going to score, but who's his running mate going to be? And I hate that the Lakers had to give up Dalton Connect. That was a future young man who was going to be big time. And I hate they had to give him up for Luka. I wish they had found a way to keep him. But, trade, you got to give up something to get something. So all that went down. So now let's see how those teams mesh together with their new teammates who neither one have played yet. They're probably gonna play next week. Gonna be ready to go. And I just want to see the people start judging if the Lakers lose. Oh, it didn't work. It didn't work. You can't judge a trade off a couple of games. Let it play out and see what happens on both sides with the Lakers and the Mavericks.
All right, let me go to the comments before I comment. The VP said Rob Pelinka is smartly preparing for life. Host LeBron James, mark my word. The moment LBJ announces his retirement in the next hour, Savannah will receive a text to come pick up the Lakers.
Get him out there. Get him out.
He can come pick him up now,
not
bitch.
too fast. It's way too many restaurants in LA for Luka.
But the restaurants he can eat healthy though, Joe Black. And trust me, Luka find the right woman in LA, he'll be eating the right way. Trust me, we ain't worried about his weight in LA.
The VP said now the Mavs can iron street clothes on that flat earth ironing board. Big Hard said the only issue with trade, who's going to have the ball in their hands. We all know Lakers did this for the future. They really just waved the white flag for the season. Luka can learn from Bron the rest of the season. All right, so let me chime in. Let me start with the Mavericks standpoint. The Mavericks win in this trade is that obviously they didn't want to pay Luka that max contract.
No money.
That's the main win. If they felt that Luka was problematic in the locker room or with management, they saved $116 million. Where they're losing is the fact that they're going to have to find another mega superstar because AD ain't it. If AD were a mega superstar, the Lakers would have kept him. They've been trying to have AD be the face of the franchise since the pandemic when they played in the bubble, and AD has yet to take the mantle from LeBron. So from that standpoint alone, the Lakers won the trade because they got the superstar for the future. AD is not a superstar. He's more Robin than he is Batman, and we already know Luka is Batman because as Batman, he already led the Mavericks to the NBA Finals on last season. Some people are saying that Luka trade is just for the future. I beg to differ. It's for the now. One of the reasons why it was a good trade to trade AD now is because if you look at the standings, and if you're trying to compete for this year, we already know the Lakers, as they're currently constructed or were currently constructed before the trade, they were going to lose to Denver again. Probably we're going to have a 4-5 matchup against Denver, if not against Houston, where Houston would probably out-athlete them to death. So even though Luka's not the greatest athlete, what we do know is Luka can put the ball in the hole. So if by chance the Lakers have to play the Denver Nuggets in the first round, they have a better shot with Luka and LeBron than they do with AD and LeBron because they're going to definitely have the scoring to match what the Nuggets do through Jamal Murray and Jokic. Okay? So that trade actually works for them this year. Especially, that's why they went and got Mark Williams. Mark Williams is not being asked to put up AD numbers. But if you look at it, Mark Williams has already given you 16 points, 9 rebounds. That's more than enough when you're going to have Luka who's going to put up 25 and LeBron who's putting up 25. And then you got Austin Reeves scoring points. Now, some people can argue, do they have enough defense around the perimeter? Not in the starting lineup, but from the bench they do when you bring in Finney Smith, when you bring in Vanderbilt. You got some defenders on the wing. So the Lakers have a more complete team now than they did before the trade. And the Mark Williams trade gives them the big body that Jokic does not necessarily like. He does not like athletic, strong, big men, which Dwight Howard was when they beat him in the bubble. So the Lakers actually won for now as well as in the future because they don't have to go scrambling. Who's going to be our superstar after LeBron? They already know who it's going to be, and Luka is a proven superstar. Barring health issues and not being in shape, the Lakers are set for the next decade. So I like the trade, to be honest, because it gives them a better shot to compete now, especially against the Nuggets, a team that they've gotten beaten by the last 2 years and also in the future.
Appreciate that tip. Yeah,
What do you
appreciate
think
that
about
tip.
that?
Oh, I love it. Well, I say I need to hear your thoughts on the trade first, and I agree. Like I said, I didn't understand why all these folks kept saying like ours, the Lakers waving a white flag. Oh, they just what they see, they looking the next year. I'm like, have y'all been watching how we been playing lately? And now I had a post last night. I was like, now you about to add Luka Doncic to a 30-19 team? Are you kidding me? Like, I'm talking about the season is over. The season to me just beginning.
So, and the question is, what combination would you like to have? Kyrie, Luka, and Lively. I'm sorry. Yeah. Kyrie, Luka, and Lively, or Luka, LeBron, and Mark Williams.
Well,
I love that second three.
Yeah. Well, Real, to be honest with you, we could have a combination of Kyrie, Luka, LeBron, and Mark Williams if the Lakers sign Kyrie when he's a free agent after next year.
Well, I'm talking about right now. Now.
Well, right now, I'd rather have the Lakers three.
Yeah, and that's the Lakers three is better than the Mavericks three that went to the NBA Finals last year.
Yeah.
So it's going to be real interesting to see how it all plays out. Whenever you have great players like Luka and LeBron who respect one another, it's going to work out.
And
the problem is when you put superstars together who don't like each other or who don't respect one another, that's when you have problems. Right. But Luka looks up to LeBron. That's his idol. And therefore, he's going to learn from LeBron. LeBron might teach him how to train, might teach him how to eat, might teach him how to use his body, use his money to maintain his body. So it's a win-win on so many different levels for the Lakers.
Real. Can the Lakers with this team beat Oklahoma City?
There's a good chance. Here's the reason why. Star power matters in the NBA playoffs. What I do know is Luka will get calls, LeBron will get calls. Will Shea get calls? I don't know. He's emerging, but star power matters in the playoffs. Now, the Oklahoma City is very athletic. Can the Lakers run with the Thunder? Absolutely not. But do they have enough offense to match up with Oklahoma City? Yeah. Think about it. This is how the Lakers, if they play old school basketball, this is how they can neutralize OKC. What players from OKC can guard Luka and LeBron on the block?
I don't know about really truly, but I look at Luka. See, the thing I don't like about Luka is that meltdown series he goes through when he starts fussing and cussing and falling. He goes in that meltdown. If he doesn't do that, then he's a great ball player. When he starts doing that, game gets away from him, and then the referees, you know how they are. They take notice of that crap all during the year, and I don't know if they'll hold that against him or not.
But this is where LeBron James comes in. See, that's where you have to factor in the LeBron factor. Just like every star player that played with LeBron either got better or they won championships. That's the reality. Was Kyrie better with LeBron? Yes. Was Kevin Love better with LeBron? Yes. Was AD better with LeBron? Yes. D Wade, Chris Bosh, you name it, they all became better. So now in LA, Luka has somebody he actually looks up to. In Dallas, he never had that dynamic. This is why he behaved in the way that you mentioned, Coach. But if LeBron comes over him to say, hey, Luka, settle down, think about doing it this way or that way, you think Luka's going to listen? Yeah. Mm-hmm. So that's the big factor. The big brother factor got to play into this trade. If there were no LeBron, then I would have a lot of reservations. Mm-hmm. But since LeBron is still relevant and he's still looked up to and well respected amongst the players, this is why you gotta even think about it in this way. It's quite possible we have not even seen the best Luka yet. Mm-hmm. That's how scary this is. Because if he works on his body, works on his diet, learns from LeBron day in and day out, you're going to see the best version of Luka. Because look at AD. AD's played better these last 2 years because he worked on his body. Who had a hand in him probably working on his body? LeBron.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And then Luka got to put on the biscuits and eat good breakfast food, I guess.
And didn't Luka's team eliminate OKC last year?
They did.
They were younger. They were younger than those OKC guys. They, like Rail said, they could rip and run, but that team game concept hadn't kicked in against veterans like they played against. It hadn't kicked in yet. It's kicked in a little bit.
And if they have to battle LeBron and Luka, now you battling two of the best, smartest basketball players around. I hate I got to give LeBron all his credit, but yeah, pairing him with Luka and Ray, I can't believe I'm saying this, but I'm loving this energy from LeBron. I mean, just the way, I mean, if you can just tell how he's been playing the last few days. It's like he's excited about playing with Luka. Like, man, I mean, just him all that on the court last night. LeBron is excited for the next chapter of Laker basketball.
Well, here it is. Luka can actually extend LeBron's career for 2 to 3 more years.
Right. He might
when you have a Luka on the team, you don't have to play LeBron that many minutes because Luka can hold it down on his own. That's what Cleveland thought that they had when they paired LeBron and Kyrie together. But Kyrie would not hold on to his end of the bargain when he was the main guy on the floor.
No.
With Luka, let's say LeBron plays 38 minutes now, you can easily trim that down to 30, 32 minutes because Luka can hold it down and LeBron doesn't have to rush back on the court. He can take legitimate rests with Luka, and then that's when you infuse those athletic wings that the Lakers have on the bench.
How long before LeBron gets upset at Luka because he's taking Bronny's spot? I mean, it's going to come up.
Now you're joking, Coach. Come on, man. We having a serious conversation here. All right. Let's move on. Let's move on. There were some other trades. How do you all like De'Aaron Fox going to the San Antonio Spurs and Zach LaVine going to the Sacramento Kings in the 3-way trade?
It just proved the Fox had. I don't know why Fox got rid of Mike Brown if he was just gonna ask out himself. But I mean, I think it's gonna work out for San Antonio. I mean, you got a nice play in the backcourt. You got Wemby in the front court, and you got that kid, some kid on the bench that dropped 33. I forgot his name, but
Vessel.
Vessel. So them three, building around them three, yeah, Spurs might be on their way back to series contention. But like I say, it's gonna take a few games of jail. They may not contend completely this season, but next season they might be a force. Levine to the Kings, he just reunited him with his boy DeRozan, and I like the way Christie has the Kings playing. I wish Fox had stayed there since he's the reason Mike Brown got fired, but I mean, adding Levine to replace Fox, and then just putting Monk in the backcourt. Yeah, I mean, King still got a nice team, and Chris is doing a pretty good job with them. They probably sneak in the playoffs as the AC. I think it's a trade that might work out both ways, real.
Coach, your thoughts on that trade?
Those two teams are about to switch positions. Right now, Sacramento has got the 10th spot at 25 and 26. And San Antonio is right outside at 22 and 27. They're about to flip-flop. Sacramento going to go down. San Antonio is going to come up. Simple as that. Fox, that's another legit scorer with Wemby. And they're a good young team that's going to be ready for the future. The Kings, I didn't like the trade. I don't know what Fox did to want them to trade him, but, hey, things happen, so they're about to flip-flop each other. Sacramento is about to fall out. You know they're winning right now, what they do. And San Antonio is about to come up.
Yeah, I have to agree with your assessment on that, Coach. I'm not real big on Zach LaVine. He's a highlight machine, but highlights don't win playoff games or championships.
Oh, glad the Lakers didn't get.
What I do like is the Spurs are not wasting any time to capitalize on Wemby's ability and his fame. And they are quickly trying to surround him with some good pieces. So I think De'Aaron Fox and the Wemby combination is going to be one for at least the next 5 to 6 years. And if they could get them another veteran in the perimeter, go with Castle out of UConn, who's a rookie, I think the Spurs are in prime position to make some noise in the next few years. All right, we know the other big trade that took place. You had Jimmy Butler winding up with the Golden State Warriors. And you'd have Andrew Wiggins going to the Heat with Kyle Anderson, Davion Mitchell as the Jazz help facilitate that trade. And they got Josh Richardson and KJ Martin, who was traded earlier from the Sixers. So, in essence, is this a good fit for the Warriors to have Butler with pairing up with Draymond Green and Steph? And Butler's already agreed to a 2-year extension with the Golden State Warriors. What says you?
Did Butler want to go to the Warriors at first? No. It's going to be in that those clash of ego, like Vince said, with Draymond and Butler. Yeah, that could come up at some time, at any time, if they work together. It's okay, but I think it might be too late for the Warriors to make any kind of noise in the NBA. They can get into the play-in, but that's it. And the Heat, well, the Heat got rid of their main problem, so that means that they may those guys coming over, none of them could beat Jimmy Butler. All of them combined couldn't beat Jimmy Butler, but the Heat are content with getting rid of that albatross, and they'll be another play-in team, and they won't win anything. So it's about even.
Ray, your thoughts?
I think I agree with Coach on this one. The Heat, I don't. Sorry if you watch it, Maurice. I just don't see the Heat doing too much this year in the East. I mean, you got Boston and Cleveland and Indy, and honestly, I would probably take the Hawks over the Heat right now, just from what the Hawks are. I mean, the Heat, they so inconsistent, man. Even with Butler or without Butler, they've been playing inconsistent this season. So I don't know if Bam and Tyler and those role and Wiggins and all those role players they got, I don't know if that's enough to contend in the East this season, but we'll see. As far as Butler to the Warriors, like Coach said, the Warriors, they so far back, man. I don't know if Butler is enough to help them go on a significant run to where they can get back and, contending this season. Maybe next season if they get off to a hot start, but they got off to a hot start this season and look where they at now. So, I mean, I just don't know. I mean, Steph's getting older. Draymond's getting older and a little injury prone. And Butler, like I said, that wasn't his first choice. So is he gonna fix his attitude to make it work? I understand how he was at the press conference yesterday. Yeah, get out the way, just get a ball to Steph and get out the way. Yeah, that's all good at the presser, but when you get on the floor, is that gonna be his mindset and attitude? And like you say, him and Draymond Green, those two personalities, he could either work to perfection or it could completely implode. And right now, I'm leaning toward the latter because just of the way Jimmy Butler is these days and the way Draymond Butler is these days. To me, as you get older, you get crankier. You don't get old and all of a sudden stop voicing your opinion and stop expressing yourself. So I mean, it'll be interesting to see how it worked out. All I got to say is, real, it ain't my Lakers, so it'll be interesting to see how it worked out. But I just hope Steph ain't. I hope Steph ain't begging LeBron and begging Pelinka to bring him over. Like, get me out of here, guys. You got a spot for me on the team. I hope that's not what he's saying in the next couple of years, because he might be stuck with those two guys.
Well, I think the Warriors' feelings were hurt when KD just made it clear he had no desire to go to the Golden State Warriors. That was number one option. That's what they were really banking on. And then Kevin Durant just basically vetoed any idea of that taking place. And the Warriors feel like they owe it to Steph to at least try to be competitive. I think they know deep down there's no chance that they will win an NBA championship with Jimmy Butler. Will they be more competitive? There's a great possibility that they will. They will just not be championship caliber. And I guess they feel like having Steph and competing is better than having Steph and being on the outside looking in. That's the only thoughts that I have about that trade, because they actually got older in the trade. Yeah. You got your three core guys, Steph, Butler, and Draymond, all in their 30s. So the future doesn't seem bright right now, and I know they're still waiting for Kuminga to turn into the player that he was for me in NBA 2K, which you don't ever see that kind of Kuminga.
No.
So they just made a trade that was not really significant. All right, Brad, you're a part-time Hawks fan. They traded away DeAndre Hunter for Caris LeVert and George Niang. Then they traded away Bogey for Bones Highland and Terrence Mann of the Los Angeles Clippers. What are your thoughts about those two trades by the Hawks?
Well, Real, like I told the Hawks earlier, your goal at the trade deadline is to get better, not seemingly make your team worse. Okay, so the Hawks are a little confused of what the trade deadline is for. All them years ago, they was number one seed, and you traded Dominique away at trade deadline. And I guess maybe you thought the trade deadline is for you to get cheap, save money, get worse. I don't know. I thought you had learned your lesson, and here we go again. You finally have a team that's semi-competing, take away this 8-game losing streak that you went on. but you were competing this year for the most part. DeAndre Hunter finally turned into a player we thought he could be, not in the starting lineup, but coming off the bench. 20 points almost every night. 3-point sniper. I don't know where that came from, but it was working. And here we go again. Trade deadline. What do the Hawks do? Well, fellas, it's the trade deadline. What can we do to make our team worse? Oh, no, let's trade our sixth man of the year. That's right. That'll make us worse than before. Let's get rid of our sixth man. Anything else? Oh, yeah. We got another 3-point sniper, too. Bogey. Let's get rid of him. Yeah, he was helping us out. Let's get rid of him. Are you sure? Is it going to make us worse? Yeah, it's going to make us real worse. Well, do it. Get rid of them. Yes, anything to make us worse at the trading deadline. That's the Hawks' motto. Don't get better, get worse. Don't build for the right now or the future. Just build for whatever, because it don't matter. Like Rev said, you have no direction. I read what you said in your opening when you was talking about the Hawks earlier. I agree completely. I have no idea what the Hawks are doing. I have no direction where the Hawks are going. Like I say, you make deals, you go on 8-game losing streaks, then you make all these deals, and it seems like you're playing to lose, and then you go up and you beat Milwaukee last night. So I don't know what the Hawks doing. Are we tanking? Are we building for the future? Are we building for right now? Are we trying to win championships? Are we building 2-3 years from now? What is the plan? I have absolutely no idea, but I'll tell you this. If Trae Young don't know the plan come next season, you're going to have another problem on your hand, Hawks, because he's going to want out. And you see this team right here? They are going to want to bring him in. So you better decide which way you're going in the next few months, because the Lakers are going to bring in a point guard. It's either going to be Kyrie or it's going to be Trae Young. So, Hawks, you better get your stuff together, because when the Lakers come calling, I bet you Trae Young going to be listening, okay? And if you ain't no winning team, which you clearly ain't right now, guess what? He's going to be out of here, and you're going to be left stuck holding the bag once again, because ain't nobody going to want it.
All right, let me go back to the Warriors talk. Coach Corner said, told you, Red, it was going to happen. Jimmy Buckets to Warriors. And AD was leaving. Now they're trying to go after Zion. Maurice Store, good morning, man. Be safe out there in New Orleans. Hopefully you're having a great time. Coach Corner says, y'all looking at it wrong. What Jimmy does is add an attack component that the Warriors never had. So you crash down, stop him from going inside, and you have Buddy and Curry on the outs. Now, Coach's Corner, that would mean a whole lot if the roster was better. That would mean a whole lot if your team was a championship caliber team, but it's not. And Jimmy Butler is not going to add much to the hopes of Golden State winning another championship. It's just not. They don't have the team. They don't have the depth. They don't have the size. They got two good pieces. But remember, when the Warriors won, Draymond was the fourth option, not the third option. And you had another dude who could drop 20 as the third option when they won those championships. And then Andrew Wiggins, was a baller, and they had a lot more depth when they won that team. I won that championship. So, and Jimmy Butler is just not enough. Alexis Hill says, hey, guys, is there a deeper reason why the trade went down? Based on the ratings and ownership of the Mavs now, the NBA needs higher ratings, and the Mavs ownership have other interests. I don't know if it was about ratings or not, but the Mavericks felt that they are better. Then they wanted to get faster. And that's why they got AD and got rid of Luka. The problem is they don't have a superstar. They got a bunch of Robins and no Batman. So that's one of their major problems.
Excellent point, Real. That's what I'm saying. AD, Kyrie, Clay, all those guys are Robins.
Yeah. Haven't trusted the Hawks since they traded for Danny Manning, and I have to agree with you, Joe Black. That was the worst trade when they traded Dominique Wilkins away when they were in first place in the division during the Lenny Wilkins era. For Danny Manning, who dipped and dodged on them right after that same season, he was traded for Dominique. That was one of the worst GM moves I could ever remember. Now, let me go back to the Hawks. I think once Jalen Johnson went down, and he's out for the rest of the year, he's arguably their second or third best player. The Hawks said, we're waving the white flag for this season.
Yeah, that's what it seems like.
That's what happened, in my opinion. What they did do, and Red, one of the reasons teams trade, they do get better. But now with the new collective bargain agreement, where they have what they call the second apron, where if a team goes over the second apron of luxury tax, then the teams gets taxed major dollars. And I think the Hawks said, listen, we got Bogey on the books after this season for 2 more years for $16 million.
Ooh.
We got DeAndre on the books for 2 more years after this one for $24 million.
Ooh.
Do we know, especially when it comes to DeAndre, that he'll be able to repeat his performance this year? Because this is the best season that he's had as an Atlanta Hawk, and he's coming off the bench. So do we really want to pay somebody coming off the bench $26 million when we just extended Jalen Johnson to that big contract?
Okay.
So it's a money game at the end of the day, and they know they're not competing for this year. When Jalen Johnson went down, it's a wrap. So these moves were money shaving deals. It's about preparing for the future. I think if you ask Trae Young, Trae, can y'all win without Jalen Johnson? He'll say no. That's how important Jalen Johnson is to this roster. Okay. So I think they're going to retool. They'll have more money because I think Clint Capella's off the books after this year.
Yeah, he is.
So they're going to retool the team, and now they've given themselves more flexibility to retool because it's clear nobody wanted Clint Capella. Because he would have been traded.
Yeah, because they would have got rid of him.
Yeah, contending teams didn't even want him. So you get Clint Capella, who's in the $20 million range off the books. You get Bogey off the books. You get DeAndre Hunter off the books. Now you go into free agency with a little money to play with, to build around Trae, Jalen Johnson, and I guess Okongwu. I'm sorry.
I like that Rissa Shah kid has been playing pretty well lately.
And Rashay, yeah, the number 1 draft pick. So you got those 4 guys that you ultimately build in the future around. So to me, it made sense to me because they weren't winning anything this year. They weren't competing for anything this year without Jalen Johnson.
All right, Rev, you don't talk me off the Rev. Don't pull me back from the edge, y'all. Okay, Hawks, obviously you have some type of plan in action. We don't seem like it at first when you're doing all these dumb deals. Okay, Landry Fields, I see you. And Rev don't put a little insight into your plan. You just better pick the right guy with all this money you're going to have to spend. Don't bring no scrubs in here. Just bring somebody that can fit. Because really, if you look at the way the Hawks play, hey, Rev, let me get in. Where the Hawks get all these guys from College Park from? He still like they got more dogs in College Park than on the real team. Why don't you just bring the College Park team up here and let them compete every night? Because, man, these guys, you got Mo Gay, you got Plowden, you got Wallace. I mean, man. So I give Landry Fields credit. Landry, you definitely building up the minor league program. Now, can we put some of that on the major league floor? But okay, I see you trying to save money, like Rev said. I understand now, Rev. Those are some good points because when you look at the big picture, you look at next couple of years. Okay, Hunter making $20 million. Bogut, do we just want to keep paying those guys? Keep paying this luxury tax for a team that's hovering around 8-9, or do you want to let those players go, save some money, keep developing the young guys, and try to sign the right guy and compete for a better, maybe a 6th, 5th, or 4th spot and compete like that going forward? Okay. All right, Rev, you opened my eyes a little bit. I hope all Hawks fans were listening.
And let me address Coach when he said don't make sense because no matter what, the Hawks do, Cavs just got better, not going anywhere. It does matter because who they traded for, LeVert, comes off the books after this season.
And LeVert,
so that's an extra. That's an extra $16 million.
Mm-hmm.
That's coming off the books. So LeVert is not long term. He's just a guy to insert for the rest of this year. So now you get another $16 million with LeVert. DeAndre Hunter was not going to be an X factor if the Hawks become a championship contender. If he's in your top 3, you're in trouble. It works in Cleveland because he'll be the 3rd, 4th, 5th option. You got Mobley, you got Mitchell, you got Garland. So that works in Cleveland. With the Hawks paying him that kind of money to be the 3rd, 4th guy, it doesn't work. It doesn't work. He says, what I'm saying is they're not beating the Cavs. They're not trying to beat the Cavs this year.
No.
They'll
beat them twice already, Coach.
Yeah, they're not beating the Cavs this year. They're looking to beat them next year in the playoffs. They don't care this year. That's why they made the moves they made. Go ahead, Fred.
Real, I was thinking about this, and I want to hear your take on it. Coach, you too, if you feel like chiming in. Now that we see how these NBA teams, how aggressive they are lately by saying, forget it, we're moving big names, we don't care, we're just doing what's best for our team. Okay, Rev, you probably see where I'm going with this in your local area. Do you think the Sixers ought to just say, trade Embiid and just go on and get it over with? Because I don't think I think the process is over with. I don't think they're going to win a ring with Embiid going forward. I think the whole process is a failure. It worked while it could. Embiid showed you a little something. He's not a scrub. He's not a scrub. He did give you some value for a while. He was all-star. He was even MVP. But going forward and just witnessing what you witnessed last night with Embiid and Kelly Oubre getting into it on the sideline, we all know this is Max's team. And then you don't bought Paul George in here wasting that money for what? You got Embiid on the roster, wasting it. You give him an extension, wasting that money for what? And I was thinking, do you think the Hawks ought to make a trade to bring Embiid here? Do you think the Hawks, or you think that's the guy? Okay, so no Embiid. Okay, but do you think the Sixers ought to just get rid of him? Ought to just go ahead and make a move and get rid of him?
They could if they would, but they can't because they extended him at the beginning of the season.
And no other team gonna take him.
Nah, you talking about he's already broken down.
Yeah.
you see what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, I see. Yeah, but there's always a sucker out there. You know, there's a sucker born every minute.
Yeah, you don't do that. And now if somebody picks up Embiid, they're getting Embiid. What they get in return will be like 10 cents to the dollar.
Okay.
25 cents to the dollar. So you're not getting equal value. If you're going to trade them, you trade him last year. But the more and more he plays, it's like he's like a car. The more mileage he gets because he's already broken down, the less value he has.
So the Sixers stuck then.
They're stuck.
Oh.
They're stuck. Nobody wants a player that has now played less games than he had been able to play in his career. He's been on the injured list or sitting in street clothes more than being available.
Yeah.
And then, what has he shown you in the playoffs?
Oh, nothing.
The Sixers.
I don't even think he's been to a conference finals, has he?
He hasn't. They've been getting out the second round. So that's a wasted move.
Yeah.
Especially with the Sixers going to want somebody, value, because that's their franchise player. When he's on the court, he makes some things happen, but he's not on the court enough. And that's why the Sixers fans are outdone. Well, rather than outdone, but they're over Embiid.
Right. That's why I was thinking to try to get rid of him.
Oh, yeah, but they can't get rid of him because who wants that contract? That's going to be like an albatross. Coach, you want to chime in? Go ahead.
I mean, who are you going to get to finally as a superstar to come play with Trey? Who's going to come?
Well, I mean, if you I think we could convince somebody we have some cap space, but it'd be easy to play with Trey and Embiid.
All right, this goes back to coach's questions, like what Alexis said. Makes sense what Rev said about the Hawks move, but will they ever get a legitimate superstar or all-star to go along with Trey at the end? Here's where they're banking on. They're banking on Jalen Johnson to take a huge lead.
Mm-hmm.
Ricochet to take a huge lead.
Mm-hmm.
And if they take huge leaps, then you need somebody who's basically equal to them, which can help carry the Hawks. That's what they're banking on. And if Jalen Johnson takes a huge leap, Ricochet takes a huge leap, then they're in better position to sign somebody, maybe not a mega superstar, but somebody who sees the light and says, you know what, they have a solid roster. I want to join with them.
Yeah, I see that being the plan. That got to be the plan because they definitely gonna build. I mean, you gave Jalen some money, you got Trey, you developing Ricochet. I guess you got Terrence Mann. He gonna be there for a couple of years with his salary, so maybe he can give us something. You still got big old.
I think he'll be traded. I think he'll be traded when it's all said and done.
Terrence Mann. Okay.
Yeah, he's not a long-term option.
Okay, and they already cut on Island, so
especially for his money, like for what he brings to the table. I don't think you want to be stuck on him for an extended period of time. Like he has. They may be stuck with him.
Look at the contract.
He got 15 million, 16 million up until 2028.
God, I see why the Clippers got rid of him.
That's why they be trying to get rid of him on NBA 2K.
Yeah.
Even the game knows it's a bad contract.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Coach's Corner said he'd rather have Greek. Who wouldn't?
You think Greek coming there? Hey, Greek. Hey, the Lakers have a better chance against Greek than you will. You think Greek? Let me ask you this, Coach. If Giannis had an opportunity to come play with you in Golden State with old Steph, old Draymond, or come to LA with a young Luka, LeBron, or whatever we got there, I promise you, Giannis is picking the Lakers, Coach. He ain't picking the Warriors. So you better hope Jimmy work out, Coach. And as you can see how we beat you the other night, don't think it's going to work out.
Joe Black says, I get saving money. I just think they could have gotten more. Think you're overselling DeAndre Hunter's season. Like, let's not act like DeAndre has played this well throughout his career. Again, the Hawks said, we want a salary dump. Because when they initially signed DeAndre Hunter, they didn't think Jalen Johnson was going to get this good. So now with Jalen Johnson taking that quantum leap, DeAndre Hunter at the end of the day is expendable. You don't pay somebody 20 some odd million to come off the bench. There's no room for him. When you got Ricochet and you got Jalen Johnson, you're not playing DeAndre Hunter at the 4. And DeAndre Hunter's going to be only as good as he's going to be. He's only as good as his jump shot. He's not going to become a better ball handler. He's not going to become a better post player. He made strides becoming a better three-point shooter. He's reached his ceiling.
Yeah.
There's nothing else from him. So you might as well get rid of the contract now, because how many more years is he going to be able to give you what he gave you this year?
Yeah, that's a good point. He come back next year and he ain't playing that well. Then he be like, man, we stuck paying this clown all this money. Yeah, it wasn't good year for us.
Exactly. So get rid of him. Shed $8 million off the 24-16 with LeVert. Get the full 16 off with LeVert at the end of the season.
Mm-hmm.
And then you get somebody who can actually fit in to what the Hawks are trying to be. Because DeAndre Hunter is not in the Hawks' long-term plan. They just signed him because they didn't want to lose him because they had nobody to replace him with. So, and now teams are going to think differently now that they put this second apron in, where it's more like a hard salary cap after they surpass the first salary cap.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a whole nother ball game now. All right, gentlemen, let's take a break real quickly. We're about 12:20. Let's go into halftime. Then we'll come on the other side with 5 for 5, and then we'll finally talk some Super Bowl. So we appreciate you all.
We skipped halftime today.
We appreciate y'all hanging out with us during the first half of the Red and Rev Sports Show. We'll be right back with the second half. We got some basketball, got some football to be talking about, especially got that Super Bowl action. We'll be right back.
Super Bowl this week? Wow.
And we are back on the Red and Rev Sports Show, giving you the second half of the show. And we appreciate you all tuning in. Feel free to continue to post your thoughts rather in the chat, so that we can continue this wonderful episode of the Red and Rev Sports Show. All right, it's 5 for 5 time. Is the VP still in the building? If he is, I need his post. In 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. He must have checked out on us. Q Lunas. Here we are. 5 for 5. We got 5 hot topics. Let's go with some college football first.
Yeah, Venom. Oh, there you go. There you go.
All right. Just making sure you're on your post. Here we go. Hanging out with us during the first half. He's still in the Ryan Day gets extended and paid. So Ohio State shows their commitment to him after winning the national championship. What says you about it? You got 1 minute, 45 seconds, single screen, 15 seconds group screen, and after the minute, you get muted. Red Gold.
Well, I tell you, that shows what a lot of NIL money can buy. They can buy a championship and they can buy an extension for a coach. So good job, Ryan Day. All that NIL money worked out for you. You got extended. Now you can try to buy another championship. Don't think it's gonna work again, because now other teams, they'll figure y'all out now. Don't think y'all gonna be the only team spending that dollar this season. Other teams are gonna spend money and other teams are gonna compete. And eventually the NCAA is gonna put a salary cap on all this. So you're not gonna have that same advantage you had this year, Ohio State. So enjoy it while you can, because my Bulldogs are coming. You understand? Mr. Day, we are gonna turn your daydreams into nightmares. The Bulldogs are coming. Woo, woo.
Coach, what says you?
Well, Ryan Day took advantage of the situation and built a program that, you couldn't beat Michigan. So they said, okay, we're going to cut that burner up and say you got to win the national championship. And he did. So, hey, he got a team coming back, good team coming back. So now they rewarded him with winning the national championship, but he still got to beat Michigan. So, hey, enjoy it for the next few years, Ryan Day. You did what you couldn't do against Michigan, but you did win the national championship. So, hey, congratulations on your contract.
I don't see any comments from Reverend Knight Nation, so let me ask you this quick question. Even with signing this 7-year contract, how many years within this 7-year contract does he get to not beat Michigan?
2.
And then if they don't beat him in 2 years, you think Ohio State will fire him with 5 years left, Coach?
They won't fire him. They'll buy him out. They'll take that money.
No, they can't buy him out.
Well,
they will have to fire him, but they'll still have to pay him his salary. The buyout is if he goes to another team.
Yeah, they're gonna do something. I take that back. I give him 3.
3.
I give him 3.
So that would be 6 years in a row that they lost to Michigan. 7 years in a row that they lost to Michigan.
They ain't going that far. They can't go much further.
Ray, how many years does he have? None?
Maybe 2. I give him
2?
2 after this year. No, 2. I give him 2. 2 after this year. If he can't beat Michigan in these next 2 seasons, because I don't see him winning another championship. So they'll give him 2 more seasons to try to beat Michigan. If he can't get it done, man, it ain't gonna be Ryan Day no more. It's gonna be Ryan Goodnight.
The coach is going to say ain't nobody scared about them malnourished, pitiful puppies.
You can't beat him.
Facts.
Right.
On to the NFL.
Talking about the guy that's old too.
Rams intend to trade Cooper Kupp. Their once valuable receiver is now looking to be traded. What's your thoughts, Coach? Go with it.
Well, when you got a receiver that does all these things, including dunk the basketball like Puka Nuka, it's hard to keep both of them. And then you got Robinson on there who's underrated, but he keeps making big plays in the end zone. Kupp got to go. And I'm going to predict right now, Cooper Kupp, he's going to be a Pittsburgh Steeler.
Is that because of fandom or if it just makes sense?
It makes sense to bring a guy like Kupp in You talking about for the Steelers?
Yes.
Makes sense to bring a guy like him in, who's solid. He's not done yet. He still got game in him. He's a solid wide receiver. Why not?
Red.
Rev, coach, this is just a perfect example of the NFL standing for not for long. I mean, a couple of years ago, we were talking about Cooper Kupp like he was the best wide receiver in the NFL. And then he get hurt. I mean, he had the Triple Crown, remember? And then he gets hurt. Take him a while to get back, but he finally came back. And the Rams in that period draft another receiver who can do everything Cooper can do and a little bit more. And in that part, I mean, guess what, Cooper? You are now expendable. You are more expendable than Sylvester Stallone and all his old action heroes. So that just goes to show you the life in the NFL. You can be on top of the mountain one day, and as soon as they find your replacement, you about as lonely as a virgin on that freak dick. So, like I say, man, it is not for long for Cooper Kupp, and it's the business of the NFL. And sorry, Coop, but that's just how it goes, man. I mean, the Rams found somebody that can replace you, and now you're expendable. So get ready to be in the next new movie.
All right. No comments from Reverend Night Nation. We'll move on. There was a trade request by Myles Garrett, that big-time defensive end for the Cleveland Browns. Will that request be granted? If so, who's going to have their request granted to get Myles Garrett? Go ahead, Red.
Well, Red, you just asked a two-part question. Will that request be granted? Who knows? I don't know. The Cleveland Browns right now are saying no. So we'll see. And who they're going to grant that request to? Well, I can tell you who they not going to grant it to. The doggone Atlanta Falcons. So all you Falcon fans who get your hopes up, ready for Myles Garrett to come to Atlanta, you can knock it off. You can wake up and stop dreaming, okay? Because Myles Garrett will not be an Atlanta Falcon. He is not coming here, so please stop thinking that he's coming here, okay? We don't have the draft capital. We don't have the financial capital to bring him here, extend him, and make it work. So get it out of your minds, okay? Myles Garrett will not be an Atlanta Falcon. Will another team pony up the draft picks and all the capital it's going to take to pry him out of Cleveland? Maybe. Rev, what team? At this point, I don't know. It's going to be a team that's going to have a lot of cap space and a lot of wiggle room to get it done. Maybe the Redskins can do it. Maybe the Patriots or the Bears, another team that got some salary cap room. But I can promise you, it won't be the Falcons. And that's even if Cleveland decide to let them go.
Coach.
Myles Garrett made a statement that makes a lot of sense. He didn't come to Cleveland just to go to Canton. And you got to read between the lines on that one. He wants a Super Bowl. He's not getting it in Cleveland. So he said, hey, I got to go. I'm not going to get a Super Bowl here in Cleveland anytime soon. I want to go to the Super Bowl. Like I said, several teams going to be bidding for him, and he's going to end up with a team that can get him to the Super Bowl. That hopefully for him, as long as it's in the NFC, that's fine.
All right. Let's see. We got a couple comments. Maurice said if his request is granted, the Falcons have better jump on it. Coach Corner said Myles not coming here. We're not smart enough to do that. But Red, we could have the money, but it required to get rid of Grady, which should happen any dang way. Your thoughts on getting rid of Grady?
I agree. I agree with Coach 100%. Grady is Rev. I ain't never been this big Grady lover like all the others. I mean, yeah, he's a good player, but all this, oh my God, he's just like he's Mr. Falcon. He's the face of the franchise. I ain't never thought of Grady like that. He's a good player, but we got to get rid of him. We got to get rid of him. He's just like a player.
Part of the problem is he becomes Mr. Falcon because of who his daddy is, who is Mr. Falcon.
I understand the Justin Tucker reference, but this is a new NFL now. I think Justin Tucker was part of the old NFL when players stay with teams 10, 15 years. This is the new NFL. Couple of years, your salary, your money start to weigh on the salary cap. It's time to go. Grady, we love you now. I love those 3 sacks you got in the Super Bowl. I love all the production you got for the team. We'll bring you back as a coach. We'll probably put you up in the ring of honor. If I see you on the street, Grady, I'll say what's up to you. But, man, it's time to move on now. It's time to move on.
All right. Let's move on. Falcons' Kirk Cousins talked too much. We've been talking about his injury that may not have been reported. What says you about this, Coach? Go with it.
Hey, Kirk, how you doing? Is your agent already on the move? Because he's the only man, well, not the only man, but one of the better agents to finesse money out of people. So, hey, some other team is probably going to finesse money out of him, saying, hey, he can do this and he can do that. But he's got to be able to move on and make things happen. Kirk, I don't think he's going to be a Falcon much longer.
Red.
Coach, I can guarantee you he won't be a Falcon much longer. And I mean, when I say much longer, the day the new season starts will be the day Kirk Cousins is no longer a Falcon. This dude just pretty much cut himself, and it will be good riddance because, like me and Real said, he never should have been here in the beginning, okay? His contract shouldn't be on the book, and he never should have came. All Kirk Cousins is doing is showing you his true colors. He is a backstabber, he is a phony baloney, and he is not to be trusted. And how dare you, Kirk, disrespect D-Led better during the NFL week? I mean, he was sent down there by the media on you guys' request. You requested the media, and then when he show up, you don't even want to talk to him. So, Kirk, bump you, dog, okay? Bump you. And I want to say another word, but we on air right now. But all I got to say is, Kirk, you can kick rocks, and I will be so glad when you are gone. And this contract and this signing was one of the worst in Falcon history. It was an awful mistake, and a mistake I hope is dealt with very soon. Goodbye, Kirk. It's not been very well.
He went back to Miles, said Miles needs to enjoy that money and continue to be a doo-doo Brown. The coach's corner on this particular topic says, I believe in 100%, never in the history of mankind has someone been able to do something one day and absolutely not be able to do it the next. Alexis Hill says, it's worth a try, though, for the Falcons.
Yeah. I mean, it's Kirk Cousins doing too much swag serving. That's why his arm got hurt, injury.
Well, right. Show you Raheem was crazy for putting him in the game, but I ain't going to get on that dummy again.
Last topic for 5 for 5. The Pro Football Hall of Fame was announced. We have 4 inductees. Defensive back Eric Allen, defensive end Jared Allen, tight end Antonio Gates, and wide receiver Sterling Sharp. How do you feel about those who will be inducted? Was anybody snubbed? What says you, Coach?
I think Adam Vinatieri was snubbed. Vinatieri was one of the most successful kickers in history. I don't know how you left him out, but I guess kickers you had to be real special to get in. Everybody's on the Eli Manning bandwagon, but Eli Manning had 2 good Super Bowls. He had a lot of interceptions, and his record was 500. That's gonna be maybe the Hall of Very Good. Even though he's gonna get in some year, but I hope nobody makes a big deal about this. He didn't get in on the first ballot. He'll get in next year or the year after that, because one thing about these guys. If you want to get in the Super Bowl, you got to be on TV. And his TV publicity is pushing him, and that'll get him in next year or the year after that. Big deal. No cry over that.
Red.
Yeah, I'm with you, go. Eli definitely get in. But it's nice to see that the Hall of Fame voters did the right thing because honestly, his career, accolades, and overall resume did not welcome a first ballot induction. So they did the good thing. And it's also proved, which makes me and Rev happy, that now we know Matt Ryan won't be getting in first ballot either, if he ever get in either. Because if Eli very good, you better believe Matt very good. But as far as the class is, Rev, it was a cool class. I was a little surprised Jared Allen got in so quickly. Sterling Sharp, much love, should have been in long before this. I'm happy that him and Shannon are the first brothers before Eli and Peyton. I'm glad those guys, the Sharp guys, are the first brothers to be inducted before those guys, because Sterling and Shannon deserved it. Peyton deserved it. Eli just get in because of the 2 Super Bowls. Antonio Gates, much love, you got in, buddy. Eric Allen, wow, man, long overdue. Very solid cornerback for many years. Played with the Eagles and the Raiders, I believe. Very good cornerback. Definitely much deserved and long overdue recognition. So I'm satisfied with the class, even though it was just 4 members. I'm starting to wonder if Torrey Holt ever gonna get in.
All right, Coach Corn says Eli was trash, and I told people he would not be first ballot. Luke Kuechly was a snub.
Shut up, Dante.
Well-deserved, Sterling. I'm cool with all of the new class, but Jared Allen over Eli Manning and Adam Vinatieri is a head-scratcher for me.
Yeah, I'm definitely shocked that Jared Allen got in this fast. I thought maybe he'd be like 3rd or 4th ballot.
All right, let me ask y'all this as we conclude 5 for 5. So I believe one of the things that's going to help Eli Manning get into the Hall of Fame is the fact that he's Peyton Manning's brother.
Oh, yeah.
All right, I truly believe that. All right, because the Manning is football royalty. Now, no one had been talking about Sterling Sharp for years becoming a Hall of Fame. We know that his brother's his popularity has risen immensely over the past year, especially after the Cat Williams interview. Club Shay Shay is bigger than any time he was ever a pro in terms of notoriety. Here's my point. Do you all think that Shannon Sharp's popularity helped Sterling Sharp, who had a remarkable career, though short? He didn't do it for a decade. He did it for about half of a decade. Do you believe Shannon Sharp's popularity helped his brother get into the Hall of Fame?
Oh, okay. I'll go with this. Yeah. Yes. I think it played a part. I'm not gonna sit up here and, because Rev, you know, I'm in the pop culture, I'm in the entertainment, all this stuff. I'm in the whole world. So I'd be a fool to act like Shannon's risen celebrity didn't help the situation. Not saying Sterling couldn't have got in down the road, you know, maybe the veterans ballot, or who knows? I mean, he might have eventually got in, but I would say Shannon's risen popularity helped him to get in now,
Right.
as opposed to down the road.
Right.
Just like Terrell Davis and his TV, when he was on TV so long, you know, as recent ago, how that helped him get into the Pro Football Hall of Fame like he did so many years ago. Yeah, and then when you look at how they set it up, I mean, it's pretty much, you could have made it an episode of Club Shay Shay when they announced it to him, because they had Shannon Sharp go to his house, or he go to Shannon Sharp's house, and they had the TV set up and everything. So yeah, just the fact that Shannon Sharp, the big popular Shay Shay, is finna introduce his brother into the Hall of Fame. Yeah, that, you know, that's gonna bring eyes and viewers. And if you put it on this YouTube show, that's gonna help his popularity even more. So I'll say yes, it played a part. Did it play the entire part? Maybe not, because Sterling's always been worthy of Hall of Fame recognition, but it definitely played a part.
Coach, you agree?
Yep. Sure do. Yeah, I mean, you get him on TV. TV sales, TV medium helps a lot of people, and that's what Eli's gotten popular with his little series back and forth with Peyton Manning, and then the Monday Night Football show, being in the Pro Bowl thing and everything. But Eli is going to get in a lot because of that. And then it doesn't hurt that he beat Tom Brady in the Super Bowl, twice. So that gives him some use my Stephen A. word, cachet. But yeah, it medium helps. And Sterling really got a push. Somebody said, and I laugh when they say this. Sterling was on the way to being better than Jerry Rice. No, he wasn't. No, sir. I'm gonna call bluff. I'm gonna call that wrong. He was on the way to being very good. He was
Coach, I don't know about that one, Coach.
Oh, partner, nobody's greater than Jerry Rice.
Coach, I know Jerry is sentimental for you because he went to your school. He's from the SIP. But I remember from playing Madden back in the day, Sterling Sharp was unstoppable.
He was, and
he was unstoppable.
Rev, don't make me shed tears talking about my classmate. Don't make me shed tears.
Jerry is the GOAT right now, but Sterling was on that trajectory to give him some heat for that GOAT status.
Yeah.
If he didn't get hurt, come on now. All right. The VP said, I agree, Rev and Doctor. Baby brother's popularity contributed to get Big Bro over the hump. The coach's corner got a different angle. He said, I don't think it played a part. Look at the competition he went against this year, and going against those people, he was better. Decent point. He says, I think it helped, Maurice says, but Sterling Sharp was definitely on par with the other wide receivers during his playing days. He was beyond par, to be honest, during his playing days. All right. I thought that was some good sports food for thought to throw in there for free. It's now the time to talk about the Super Bowl.
Oh, no.
It's time to make some big.
This is crazy. This is Super Bowl week, and we over an hour into the show, and this now talking about the Super Bowl. Boy,
that shows the NBA stole their thunder.
Yeah,
they said y'all did us on Christmas. We about to do you now. All right, we're gonna simply do it this way. We're gonna ask the question: best offense, Chiefs or Eagles? Then we're going to ask the question, best defense, Chiefs or Eagles? Then we'll go into best coaching, Chiefs or Eagles, and then we'll make our predictions. All right? Simple as that. Let's go with the first. Best offense, Chiefs or Eagles? We'll start with the coach.
I knew you would.
What says you, Coach?
I'm gonna give it to the Eagles, and if I can just break it down, I don't want to go all the way through the breakdown, but you're looking at a soon-to-be Hall of Fame running back in the Eagles. You got two solid wide receivers and a solid tight end. On the other side, you got Kansas City. No way that Pacheco and Kareem Hunt compare to Saquon Barkley, and they got a bunch of semi-role wide receivers in Juju and those other guys, Hollywood Brown. D Hop is a starter, but he hasn't shown anything yet, so they haven't used him. Worthy's young. Travis Kelce gives them another push, but I'm gonna go with the Eagles overall.
Red, best offense.
I think I'm with Coach on this one. The Eagles got the offensive line. They definitely got the running back. Receivers, maybe, yeah, possibly. But they don't have the most important position on the offense. Of course, that's the Chiefs. So you get the Chiefs' edge with the quarterback. But the O-line, running back, and skill players, I'm giving the Eagles the edge to. The kicker, I give the Chiefs the edge to. So even though
you're going to who now?
The kicker, I'm giving the edge to the Chiefs. So it's like all the middle part of the sandwich goes to the Eagles, and the outside, like the kicker, who you need to make the kicks, the quarterback, who you need to lead the offense, that goes to the Chiefs. So really, I guess I would have to get an edge to the Chiefs because if you take Saquon away from the Eagles offense, I trust Mahomes as a quarterback more leading my offense than I would Hurts leading my offense. You can take the Chiefs running back away, and the Chiefs still got an advantage. If I take the Eagles running back away, the Eagles don't have an advantage. And even if they get in field goal position, it ain't no guarantee because Jake Elliott ain't that trustworthy of a kicker. So the best offense I would have, even though I gave all the edge to the Eagles skill players, I would have to go Chiefs because they got the two most important positions that's solid. And that's the kicker and the quarterback.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Coach on this one. I like the nuance that you brought to it, Red. Because you added the kicker. Of course, Mahomes is better than Hurts. You got Travis Kelce. I think that's better than Goddard.
Oh yeah,
Tracy.
Yeah,
I mean, Kelce's on the tail end of his career.
Mm-hmm.
It's no comparison with running back. Saquon is better than Hunt and Pacheco. The wide receiving core, actually, the Chiefs might be deeper at wide receiver. But star power, the Eagles are much better.
Mm-hmm.
With A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, but you got Hopkins, Juju, a Worthy, who are serviceable. But because AJ and Devontae are head and shoulders better, that's what gives the Eagles the better, the up on the Chiefs when it comes to offense. Here are two reasons why I'm going to go with the Eagles. One, I think hands down their offensive line is better than the Chiefs. The Chiefs had to move their left guard, Tooney, over the tackle.
Mm-hmm.
Here's the other piece I'm going to take into consideration. If by chance, God forbid this to happen, that both teams' starting quarterbacks went down, the Eagles still have a chance, or even one of the teams' starting quarterback went down. The Eagles, because of their offensive line, still they have a chance to compete. Because the offensive line is just that good. If Mahomes goes down, it's a wrap.
Yeah, you're right, Real. Yeah.
It's a wrap.
You don't believe in Carson Wentz?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. So that's why it's closer than what I initially thought. When Red started adding extra pieces, even though, mid-time we look at kicker and special teams, but that's still offensive statistics.
Yeah.
I have to look at if one of the quarterbacks goes down, what team still has a chance to compete? And I had to say, honestly, the Eagles still have a chance to compete if Hurts goes down because they can still rely on Saquon Barkley, who is their best offensive player. All right. We got some more comments.
I'm sure we do.
The VP said Chiefs patty cakes makes a lot to work with a ton of nobodies, including the running game. Eric Neighbor said, who's stopping Jalen Carter?
We ain't got to the defense yet, Eric. Be patient.
Coach's Corner said, you're right, Rev. They have better receivers. But if you have to rely on Hurts, that's a bad space for Philly. Okay. Neighbor says the Eagles are a deeper team, period.
What are you talking about offense?
All right. So,
Dumas, I guess you just don't want to be patient. You just ready to get to the Eagles, ain't you, buddy?
All right. So, Red got the Chiefs. Me and Coach got the Eagles with the better offense. Now we'll get to the defense, brother neighbors. Chiefs or Eagles with the defense. Red, we'll start with you.
It's simple with me. I mean, Eagles. The Eagles got the best their defensive advantage. You got the number one defense coming in. You got studs all around. You got my UGA defense, pretty much defense my Falcons should have on your defense. Jalen Carter, a stud. I don't know what mysterious illness he battling this week. I don't know, did y'all spies? Were y'all able to find what hotel the Eagles were staying in and put something in Jalen Carter food? Because I don't know what illness he battling. Because other than that, that's the only thing that's going to stop that train from pounding Mahomes this week. But really, in reality, Rev, it's the Eagles defense. Studs all around. You got possibly the best defensive line in the game with Davis and Carter anchoring it. You got studs in the linebackers position, studs in the secondary. Like I say, you just got an overall physical defense led by Vic Fangio all around. And I'm gonna give him the edge, even though I love the Chiefs defensive coach. God, what's the guy name? What's your defense coordinator name?
Spagnuolo.
Even though I like Spagnuolo, he's been doing it for a long time, and I like Chris Jones, I like McDuffie, but besides those guys, most of the guys they just playing around those guys. They're just guys, just solid guys. The Eagles have some studs, baby, some beef, some studs, some dogs out there, and they coming for you. You hear me, Mahomes? They coming for you, baby. So you better be ready. I don't think the Eagles offense, besides Chris Jones, I don't think they sit back worried about or fearing anybody else on the defense besides Chris Jones. And when they throw the ball, probably McDuffie. Other than that, that's about it, man. You better worry about everybody on the Eagles defense, because even if you double team Carter, them other guys gonna be ready to pound on you, Mahomes. You hit me, patty cakes, they ready to pound on you, baby. So, Rev, you better be worried about this Eagles defense. If I were you, I'd be worried. Eagles defense has the advantage.
I completely disagree.
Oh, of course.
And I'm going to give you a reason why. Sometimes stats lie. We're getting weak in our knees over an Eagles defense that beat up on subpar quarterbacks all year long. They have 4 games where they played a legit quarterback out of 17. 2 of them were against the Washington Commanders, and that was a rookie.
Okay.
Jordan Love, the first game of the season, and Joe Burrow, well, let me take that back, 6 games. If we add Lamar, Baltimore, and I'll say 5.5, Matthew Stafford. These are the teams who the Eagles defense beat up on. The Giants twice. The Cowboys twice. New Orleans. Cleveland. Jacksonville. And they struggle with Carolina.
Oh.
So is this defense, like we're making this defense to be like the Baltimore Ravens defense when they won the Super Bowl with Trent Dilfer. Let's remember they beat up on bad teams and they're young. Do you think Andy Reid is scared of this defense? Do you think Andy Reid is losing sleep over these young DBs when he has an experienced Patrick Mahomes, Travis Kelce? Experience will matter in this game. And the reason why I'm going to go to the Chiefs defense is because they have experience on their side. They may not have the statistics in 2024 on their side, but they have Super Bowl experience. on their side. And in games like these, experience matters. Therefore, I'm going with the Chiefs with the better defense because of the experience factor. And I'm not getting like SWV weak in my knees over a defense who beat up on Trump. They were a bunch of chump killers all year.
Uh-oh. Got a chump killer. Raise his head. The chump killer.
I'm not getting weak in my knees over that. No, I won't.
That was a good one, real. That was a good one. I get so weak.
Hey,
All right,
hey,
Coach.
Dante. Philadelphia struggled with Carolina as well. If that dude doesn't drop the ball, Carolina beats the Eagles in Philadelphia.
Yep.
Yeah, that's true. I forgot about that Carolina game. And real, I'm surprised you didn't bring up the Falcons beat them.
With Kirk Cousins. I mean, you know, are they that threatening? Come on, man. I mean,
They're not the Baltimore. They want these great like Baltimore or Seattle or Tampa Bay. No,
they're not the Legion of Boom. They're not Ray Lewis and Terrell Suggs. I mean, come on, man. That's not them.
They're not littered with Hall of Famers all around.
Right. And I'll ask this to Coach as he makes his assessment. Is this Eagles defense that much better, if better, than the defense that they brought to the Super Bowl 2 years ago? With Reddick, Fletcher, Cox,
Darius Slay.
Well, Slay was on both teams, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Big play Slay. I mean, are they that much better than 2 years ago? The same defense that Patrick Mahomes wound up beating with 1 foot?
He did. He had 1 foot.
He had a bad ankle.
That's a good question, man. Coach, if you think the Eagles, Coach, you think the Eagles defense better than your defense? The Pittsburgh?
What? The steel curtain?
No, I ain't talking about the steel.
Oh, you talking about this year? Oh, I just gonna say, yeah.
I ain't talking about the old.
Well, I know.
Hold on, quick, Coach, before you go, because you easing into your comments. I'm gonna see if any of the comments from Revenite Nation sways you. So Eric Knapp said the Eagles are a deeper team, period. Here he goes with the jokes. The Chiefs got the refs on both sides. Maurice Thor said
Eagles are so good, Eric. Yeah.
The D-line will give the Chiefs all they can handle. Eric Neighbors, Cooper DeJean will win Super Bowl MVP. Must be money on that. The coach's coach said Eagles have the edge on defense, but the Chiefs have the great equalizer. That's the 4 guys that look like zebras. Okay.
Come on, yeah, leave the refs out of it.
The VP said the Waffle House cook gets the edge because he makes in-game adjustments and can adapt to however the opponent's defense, referring to Andy Reid.
Yeah, the Waffle House cook.
Dante Armstrong said Philly has the better defense, but no one is saying KC should be scared. But Philly's offense isn't scared of KC. Alexis Hill just says Eagles. Vincent, the VP, said coach's team this year played more like the Steelers.
Better than the 49ers.
All right, Coach, answer the question. Who got the better defense?
I mean, it's almost a push. I give it a push. But if I had to give an edge, you look at people talking about what Philly's secondary is decent. They're not outstanding. They got picked on several times. They make good hits, and occasionally they'll make the big play. But like was said earlier, Steve Spagnuolo's gonna make a big difference because he dials up some exotic blitzes, just like he did against Allen in that the game before when he ran those guys off the end, which he was not expecting. He had to throw the flutter ball up, and Spagnuolo makes a lot of adjustments as well. And I just can't go against adjustment with Big Red as opposed to Sirianni.
We ain't get there, Coach. We ain't got there yet.
Oh, I'm sorry.
So for defense, who you giving the edge to?
I'm gonna say a push.
You're gonna say a push. Okay. All right. So we got a sense of humor. We're just not going into that Facebook dialogue about reps. We're not going to entertain that. We want to have serious talk. That's all. We got with the humor.
We don't have sense of humor. You know that's a lie, Coach.
Eric Neighbors, I don't know if you want to ask that question.
Do please. How many close? Oh my God!
How many games?
Let's look at the strength of schedule that the Chiefs had to play. The Chiefs had to play all the big boys in the AFC. They had to play the Bills twice, the Ravens, the Bengals. They had to play they were in a better division. The Chargers made the playoffs. The Denver Broncos made the playoffs. So let's not go by close games. You don't want that conversation because the Eagles had a weak division outside of the Commanders, and we didn't know the Commanders were any good until towards the end of the season. So I don't know if you want to raise that as a point, brother Neighbors, because the Chiefs played one of the hardest schedules in the NFL. All right. So yes, they played close games, but they only lost 2 of the close games. And one of them they gave up because they didn't suit up anybody in the last game of the year. And the only game they lost was a game on the road to Buffalo, and they came back and beat that same team in the AFC Championship. So I don't know if you want to go down there. Like if you want to look at who the Eagles played, were the Commanders just a great opponent to be playing in the NFC Championship?
Ta-da.
Do you really want to have that conversation?
These are some weak attempts to hate on KC. If all y'all gonna bring up is the refs, y'all can come from another angle other than y'all still on the ear.
So the refs helped them against the Bills, right? Okay.
I just wanted to do.
And don't get me wrong, y'all. I'm not cheering for the Chiefs. I'm a Chiefs hater too, but I know better than to come and use the refs angle. Now you gotta come at a better angle than the refs.
So refs make tackles, refs pick off interceptions, refs fumble the ball, and refs miss kicks.
Why not? Why are you playing the Chiefs in a close? If you're so worried about the refs, why are you playing the Chiefs in a close game anyway? Why don't you blow them out? Because you know if it's a close game. So look, it is what it is. Either play the way you need to play to beat the Chiefs, or don't whine about it in the end. And all you fools out here talking refs, I am not a Chiefs fan. I am not cheering for the Chiefs three-peat. You better ask Rev this, and I'm still saying, all you losers and weaklings talking about this ref stuff, that is a weak. That's a weak way to come. That's a weak angle to take if you want to hate on the Chiefs.
Eric just saying that to have fun. I know, because he keep repeating. He just saying that to have fun and have a sense of humor.
You ain't have no fun if you ain't making no points. You have fun when you make your sports points. You know, Rev not affected by that.
All right, back to our regular scheduled program. Best coaching. Best coach.
Obviously, Andy Reid. Nick Sirianni, who almost was pretty much about to be fired early in the season, definitely last year. It's a miracle he still have his job. So I'm not definitely can't name Sirianni. And then, like I say, Sirianni, he loses his place sometimes. And you lose your mind. You get into it. You worry about fans in the stands. It's like you're trying to prove something to them. You're trying to prove something to this person. You're trying to prove something to that person. You worried about this. You worried about that. Andy Reid just coaching, baby. That's all he doing. He just coaching and winning and being in commercials with his quarterback. He ain't worried about nothing. Ain't just living his best life. While Nick Sirianni, your seat is hot every season. And with those fans in Philly, you better not get, if you lose this game, you better lose respectively, or me and Ray are gonna be listening to that sports radio Monday morning and see how they're gonna be getting on your butt again. So, like I say, if we want to know who's the best coach, well, who's the coach that's not gonna be facing the fire come Monday morning? win or lose, and that's Andy Reid.
Coach, you were going to make that argument already. Did you want to finish why you believe Reid is the better coach?
I mean, knowledge and being in this position before. But I'm not going to completely down Sirianni because through all this fan arguing interaction, he got him to the Super Bowl. He's the head coach. They got to the Super Bowl. I know people will say, "Yeah, the players did this and the players did that," but he righted the ship and got him to the Super Bowl when everybody was ready to say, "Oh well." They argue with everybody. Philly gonna be that good team that don't get there. They got there, but anytime a man can go on a play sheet and look on a play sheet and call up plays like the steak and egg special and the All-Star breakfast and everything like that and win games, you got to respect Andy Reid with that Waffle House play sheet he got. He's calling Waffle House plays and winning games and winning, and he's winning consistently. I mean, Big Red is Big Red. He dials it up, he makes those adjustments, and he does what he can. So, yeah, Reid's going to get it because of prior knowledge and just the strength of coaching.
All right, Eric's still making this. So the Patriots never got called. Yeah, they got called. And obviously you weren't a Michael Jordan fan. I'm going to just leave it right there. If you're a Michael Jordan fan, then you know calls came with the territory. I mean, superstars get calls, period. The VP said, I'm going to give the edge on coaching the Spags. We'll give you a QB double hockey sticks. They both are like mad scientists in the lab experiment with the quality components. That's giving Sirianni a lot of props when you just say edge.
Yeah.
I know it'll be more than just an edge, Mr. VP, but hey, Eric Navy says straight, Quan left, right, middle. It's no edge for me. It's all day, any day. Andy Reid, that's why he got 3 Super Bowls, working on number 4. That's why they win close games, because he knows how to coach in close games. And he knows how to keep his team even keel. The only chance, in my humble opinion, that the Eagles have to win this game is that they better get out in front on the Chiefs. And they better get a substantial lead against the Chiefs. Because it goes to the third, fourth quarter, about 10-point range, that ain't safe enough. Because Sirianni will do something stupid to cause his team to lose the game like the last time they played 2 years ago. And again, I want y'all to be reminded that Mahomes, the last time they played the Eagles, he was compromised with a bad ankle. But yet he managed to get away with a Super Bowl against the Eagles' then vaunted defense. This time around, they got a good defense. They're young, but not experienced. So do you trust a Fangio defense who's going 0-8 against Patrick Mahomes? And Patrick Mahomes is also undefeated indoors. Go ahead and pick this Chiefs if you want to.
Really? He ain't never lost in the dome before?
Never lost.
Oh,
Never lost.
Never lost.
This man too great.
Hit me LeVar Ball. Never lost.
Never lost.
Yeah. Y'all got to real say that again. Never lost. Not lost one time. Never lost.
Never
Hey,
lost.
like,
Y'all keep on going against Mahomes if you want to. He ain't afraid of Fangio defense. They play zone. Their defense plays to the strength of what the Chiefs do. They pick up, they shred to pieces zones, because that's how Kelsey gets off, in zones. And that's the Eagles' strength on defense, playing zones, trying to get takeaways. That game against the Commanders was close, Only reason why it got out of hand, because the Commanders did not protect the ball when they made plays.
Yeah.
Do you see the Chiefs getting stripped that many times?
No.
Come on. Think on it.
Hey, coach, real sound like Rain Man when he was like, never lost, throw the receiver. He was like, hey, what about the plane crash? Qantas, never crash. Never crash. He was like, never lost. I didn't even know Mahomes never lost indoors. That's wild. That's another great stat.
Never lost.
Mm.
So here we go with our Super Bowl prediction. I'm gonna go first since I'm the only person that got a team that's actually in it. So we'll leave the suspense to y'all. Will it be a close game? Yes. But Mahomes got too much riding on this game. This is about Patrick Mahomes. We have not seen him yet play a complete Super Bowl. We have not seen him have a masterful first half yet. When he won his first Super Bowl against 49ers, they had to come back in the second half.
Yeah.
When they beat the Eagles, had to come back in the second half. Last year, had to come back in the second half.
Yeah, come back.
I think this year he'll play his first complete Super Bowl because he said on the podium last year, he wasn't even celebrating the second back-to-back. He said, I want the three-peat. The three-peat matters because he knows if he wins this game, he does something Tom Brady has never done in his career.
Never.
And now, with 4 Super Bowls, doing something that Tom Brady has never done, he can now officially be included in a true GOAT argument, even though Tom Brady will probably still get the edge.
Yeah.
So Mahomes has so much riding on this because this will probably be the only time he could do something that Tom Brady has never done, nor has anybody else in the NFL ever done. So Mahomes with that drive, I would not bet against him. Give me the Chiefs, 27-24. Mahomes gets the three-peat, and then I will officially give the Eagles a new name. Their name will be 66%. What does that mean?
You got to put him in there.
The Eagles will be the 66% crew because they would have been responsible for 66% of the Chiefs' three-peat. Year 1 and year 3. So I'm getting ready to call the Eagles 66%.
Man.
All right. Who wants to go next?
Well, like Coach eating right now, so I think I'll go second. I'll let Coach get his meal situated. Real man. I don't know how to follow that one, man. But I had to tell you, I'm not a Mahomes hater, so this is difficult for me because I'm not a Mahomes hater, and I think he's just as great as everybody else. I don't believe that whole ref stuff. Mahomes is the reason he's great. Mahomes is the reason the Chiefs are where they are. Spare me all these ref stuff, all these facts. Look, if the Falcons get good in a couple of years and Michael Penix all of a sudden be that guy, don't you think the Falcons gonna get calls in some of these games too? Don't you think the Falcons, and then what, y'all gonna say what? Oh, the refs cheating for the Falcons? Good quarterbacks have advantages, okay? Great players have advantages. So Rev is right in that one. I'm not cheering for the three-peat. So obviously I'm not picking the Chiefs. I'm picking the Eagles. But listening to Rev's monologue and his prediction, man, it is hard to go against a player like Patrick Mahomes. I mean, this guy is the epitome. He just oozes quarterback greatness. He's the type of quarterback I want for my team. he's the type of quarterback I like to see play. And the fact that the Chiefs are a team I don't really hate like that, it's been great watching this guy's career through the years. This is probably the only time I'm not cheering for him, just because I don't want to cheer for a three-peat, because I don't think teams should dominate like this in this NFL parity league. We need to give everybody a chance. We got teams three-peating. Ain't nobody gonna feel like they got a chance. It's gonna go from the NFL to the MFL, the Mahomes Football League after this, because man, who's gonna feel like they have a chance next year if the Chiefs three-peat? Oh yeah, well they three-peated. We'll stop them next year. Oh really? Really? What you gonna stop them with? You couldn't stop them this year. You ain't gonna never stop him. He ain't gonna be stopped. And if the Eagles don't stop him now, he is not gonna be stopped. He's gonna have to stop himself. His silly wife gonna have to say something that's gonna stop him. I tell you, Brittany is gonna stop Mahomes. That's who's gonna stop Mahomes right there. Brittany Mahomes. Because I don't see no NFL team doing it if the Eagles can't do it. So come on, Eagles. You cannot let this happen. I don't care if you win by a field goal, but you just cannot let this team dominate you 2 times in 3 years, and you supposed to have the best defense both times, and you about to get dominated by the same guy twice. Man, if that happened, all you Eagle fans just better shut up. You better shut up with every year you win, because it ain't gonna be worth nothing if you lose this game again. Okay, nobody is ever gonna believe in the Eagles ever again. I don't care how good you play in the regular season. Saquon, you're going to have some regrets about not playing in that last game. You're going to have some regrets anyway. But if you win the Super Bowl, maybe some of those regrets will be foiled. But man, real, I'm telling you, if they lose this Super Bowl, you better believe Saquon going to be like, man, I should have damn went for that record then, man. I don't have nothing to look back for this season. Nothing. So, Eagles, it will behoove you to please win this game. Just this game, so Saquon don't look back with regrets, so Sirianni don't look back with regrets, so Jalen Hurts don't look back with regrets, so the entire city of Philadelphia don't look back with regrets, and they take it out on Rev because he's going to be just prancing and cheering all down Coatesville Avenue with his Eagle jersey on. I don't want Rev to be in danger like Nico is in Dallas. Okay, so for Rev's sake, Eagles, y'all gonna get this victory, because I don't want Philly fans to be coming out the Rev while he just hopscotching and skipping along with his Chiefs jersey in Coatesville, Pennsylvania, celebrating his three-peat, while all the Eagles fans are just depressed. Yeah, your three-peat. Yeah, exactly. While all the Eagles fans, his congregation, are depressed and feeling down, and Rev try to come up with the best sermon he can come up with to lift those spirits, and it ain't gonna work, Rev. Not while you up there with your Chiefs jersey up under your robe and they know it. So for Rev's sake, Eagles, just win this one game. Mahomes will have plenty of time. Rev will have plenty of more chances to celebrate. Mahomes will get a 4th ring eventually. Hey, Mahomes probably gonna win 5 or 6 rings, but just this one time, Mahomes need to take a L. So, Eagles, you know what your job do. You got one job: stop the three-peat. All right, I'm done, because I can't hate on the Eagles. I can't hate on the Chiefs because Mahomes too great to hate on.
I got 2 questions for you. Number 1, what's going to be the score?
31-17.
You predicted a 2-score win. Okay. So,
like you said the Eagles got to get off the hot start, so they got to get up on them. I'd rather have the Chiefs. Go ahead.
Help me understand this. Why is three-peating so bad for football, but it wasn't bad when your Lakers three-peated? Help me understand that logic.
That's a different sport, Rev. I'm saying the NBA were used to three-peat. At that point, the NBA were used to three-peats, but Michael Jordan had already did it twice, and the Boston Celtics that did it 8 times in a row. And the 80s, they were just filled with the Lakers and the Celtics dominating. So the NBA is used to teams dominating periods of time. The NFL, for as many great teams as the NFL had, Patriots, Cowboys, Dolphins, 49ers, Steelers. None of them ever three-peated.
So basically, you're saying you can accept it in basketball because a precedent had already been set.
There you go.
I'll let you go with that. All right.
Thanks, Real. Because I ain't really have no other, have nothing else.
All right, Coach. I know you're feasting on your meal, but do you have time to give a prediction?
You eating good over there, Coach. Take it off mute.
You know the question I always ask, Rev, is Mahomes playing?
He's playing.
That's gonna be it for me.
What's your score then?
24-21.
24-21.
Okay.
Red got them up by 2 touchdowns. The Eagles winning by 2 touchdowns. I got the Chiefs winning by 3. Let's see.
Oh, I thought you meant 3 touchdowns. I was like, wow.
The VP said Patty Cake's winning his 4th Super Bowl 3 in a row before age 30. Eric Neighbors said Brady had way more help during his Super Bowl runs than Pat. Coach Corner says, Rev, you know pressure bursts pipes. If he put that pressure on himself, that's a recipe for destruction. I think the VP addressed this. Patty Cakes just doesn't hold under pressure, shining bright like a diamond. I mean, you got to recognize Patrick Mahomes was born a competitor. He was raised by a competitor. So he welcomes pressure.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's some players I know, having played the game, coached the game, they do better in pressure. They like pressure. They like the lights. And Pat Mahomes is one of those dudes. I mean, last year wasn't all the pressure supposed to be on Patrick Mahomes. How can he go into Baltimore? How can he go into Buffalo and get out of the AFC? And he went into Buffalo, went into Baltimore and won. That's pressure. So pressure and Mahomes are synonymous. Whenever you talk about pressure, you talk about Mahomes, and he doesn't yield to the pressure. So let's not use that as an argument with Mahomes. Some games, how about all important games? VP said, I'm also rooting for the Eagles to win it just to see the look on Mara's face after he told the GM that he would be sick of Barkley. If Barkley went to Philly, GM's response, I think Philly is taking themselves out of the running for Saquon.
Hold on now. You got pick one winner now, Vince. You can't be cheer for both.
Well, he did pick an Eagles win, 24-20.
Oh, okay.
I'll say this. If the Eagles win, I won't be terribly upset.
Mm-mm.
Because I like Saquon. And because of what Saquon did for his team.
Yeah.
Where he gave up a rushing record for a team win. And that's the kind of stuff we teach in sports. So I can't be mad at that. Even though I want Mahomes to get to 3-peat. I can only stomach the Eagles because of Saquon. That's the only reason why I can stomach the Eagles. If Saquon were not on the run, well, no, I take that back. The Georgia Eagles are alive and well on their defense. So I can find reasons to be okay with the Eagles win. Saquon and the Georgia Eagles. And all I can say to Eagles fan is y'all had to have some Georgia boys on it to win.
Oh, yeah. That's the only way that's the only way they got a chance to win. Take them out
Bulldogs,
use them out Bulldogs to get a win.
Keep the congregation happy.
Let me tell you this. If the Eagles lose, there's going to be a lot of mourning in this area.
Oh, Lord.
Oh, we know. I tell you, real, I think you got to come out your own pocket for a couple of weeks.
Not cooking for you.
Get your offering bit.
We'll see. If the Falcons had a chance to 3-peat, Red Rose would be bragging about that Dirty Bird dominance.
Of course. That's my team. Of course.
So it ain't that bad after all. It's just because your team is not in position to do it. We got it. All right.
But damn,
VP,
Real, I'm trying to get worried. I ain't even thinking about 3 in a row. I just want my team to get worried.
that's fair. VP said coach got grease in his mute button. Oh man, that's funny.
VP, you've been on the road lately.
Lexus Hill said Eagles by 2.
Mm.
The VP said Reverend Doctor would also be pleased with an Eagles win because his contract had passed out with the
I told you. Yeah.
VP said Chiefs win. Pascal takes the Reverend Doctor's Mercedes.
Oh Lord, he on one today.
Oh.
All right, man. VP, you were in rare form today, bro.
Oh
Definitely
man, you got me
rare
crying
form.
over here, man.
All right, man.
Oh,
Let's
man.
close this show on out. Who has the right to do what, when, where, and how? As we close out episode 363. Red, you got it.
Okay. Oh God. Oh man. I'm sorry, y'all. This got me crying over here. But anyway, Mavs fans, y'all gonna have me crying too, but for another reason. How sad y'all are. Can y'all please leave Nico alone? You got the right to leave this GM alone. Dog it. He did what was best for his team. He decided to make my Lakers better. And that's what he thought that was right for his team going forward, was to make my Lakers better. Now, y'all leave Nico alone. Stop issuing death threats. Leave his house alone. And besides, he already hired a high security team. So you can go to his house if you want to. But I'll tell you, the A team going to be ready for y'all. So anyway, Mavs, you have the right to get over this trade. Stop crying. Leave Nico alone. Besides, you should have learned back when he was negotiating with Nike how much of a bozo he was because he blew it with Steph Curry contract. So why are you surprised, Mavs fans? Just accept what is. And what is that Luka Doncic is a Laker, okay? And don't kill me with the rumors about how fat he was and all this and that. The truth is, you'll say anything to poo-poo this trade because y'all are mad that he's with us and not with y'all. But still, leave that poor GM alone, okay? You got the right to get a life and leave that GM alone, Mavs fans. It's not that serious, okay? Jeez. Go Lakers.
Coach, who has the right to do what, when, where, how?
I'm gonna get serious again. Nate Robinson, you have the right to live a long and happy life with your new kidney. I'm glad you got it, because that was a topic for a minute that you would not be able to get it. But I'm cheering for you, Nate. Just don't get back in the boxing ring again.
Yeah. Good.
All right. Y'all know where I'm going with this.
Uh-oh.
Patrick Mahomes, you have the right to add to the trophy case, to do something never been done in NFL history. You have a right for me to add to my Patrick Mahomes jersey collection.
Oh, Lord.
Because one of the things I've done is whenever the Chiefs win a Super Bowl, I add another jersey to my collection. And big ups to my daughter who bought me this Patrick Mahomes hoodie for Christmas. This will be the hoodie worn after I preach tomorrow in my Patrick Mahomes jersey in Eagles Land. I've been here, done that, wore the jersey too, and we'll do it again on tomorrow. Big up to it.
Rev, I got a special. You have the right request. When you wear your jersey to service tomorrow, could you take a picture of the collection plate during offering time and post it on Facebook?
Oh yeah, Rev. I got another request.
What's that?
America and surrounding areas, you have the right to vote my boy Bean as the dog of the year.
My daughter's dog. Vote him dog of the year for sure.
Oh, okay. Dog,
For sure.
are he in a contest or something?
Yeah. I'll send you the link.
Let's go, Bean.
No doubt
Not a
about it.
big dog, man, but let's go. I'm a Michelle Harris fan, so let's go Bean.
The VP said, I've got Revenite Nation on my shoulders today. I'm representing. The coach corner said the Aints have the right to keep being trash and failing on getting a new coach.
They still ain't hired a coach yet.
And the VP said, Kendrick Lamar, you have the right to subtly throw a dig at brother. Page Drake during your halftime show. Sit down, be humble. That collection plate will be full of IOUs tomorrow.
Especially with that Chief Jarrell, it better be deep up under that road.
Before we go, I have an additional, you have the right. The members of First Baptist Church of Passtown, you have the right to prove Red and the VP wrong by showing up and showing out, putting some money in the plate despite my jersey.
Like I said, Real, take a picture of the collection plate and post it on your page.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, what a wonderful episode in front of the Super Bowl. Episode 363 was a huge success. It was a blessing to be back with my boys, Coach and Red Dog, for episode 363. We'll be back next week with some Super Bowl commentary. We'll see if history would have been made, or if the people in Philadelphia, and in particular members of Passtown, are smiling if the Eagles have won another Super Bowl. With that being said, peace and love, everybody. Be back, same Facebook page, same YouTube channel. Next Saturday, 11 o'clock, for episode 364. And we are out of here with episode 364. And last comment, there will be some doubting Thomases at collection time.
Oh, Lord.
VP, this was your most valuable performance for Revenite Nation. No diggity, no doubt. We're out of here, ladies and gentlemen. Peace and love. Peace.